Good evening. My name is Mr. Sirenio Pisano, and I am the 9th grade biology teacher here at Naval Valencia High School. Substitute teacher, thank you very much for coming out to my class and for my students. And I just want you to know that I appreciate it very much. So let's get right into it. Previously, just yesterday, my students were assessed for exam from the last unit that talked about the material of common ancestry and evolution. That unit serves as a segue, as a lead to today's lesson, which is about the kingdom, a specific kingdom from the 6 that they've learned previously. That kingdom is that plantae unit, or the plants. Specifically, we will not touch on the subject of plant photosynthesis, although I hope this particular information has been taught in their past years of education. The lesson will serve as a recall and reinforcement of the information and a lead way to mathematical representation of the photosynthesis process in the next lesson. In this lesson, I will not teach how plants came to be or go into too much detail about the biochemical processes of the photosynthesis process, but rather the objective is to have the students be able to recall, understand, and analyze an illustrated model of photosynthesis that demonstrates the transformation of light energy into chemical energy. So when the students come in today, I need your help, substitute teacher, to have all of my students be paired up with your assigned partner. This is all, again, based off the class profile that I have for the students. I want to promote, we should be promoting a vertical advancement for each student in their literacy, their communication and writing, and even listening, for example, in the scientific field. There's already a lot of terms out there, and it's much better to have a solid foundation of what these terms mean. So when they come in, I need your help to pair them all up. Timmy with Billy, for example, and the reason for that is because Timmy might be an English only learner, and Billy might be a English learner, and I think both of them being teamed up together will help in both of them helping each other. And same thing goes with my IFEPs and RFEPs, for they all can be promoting and advancing their scientific communication, literacy, and writing skills. So when they first come into the class, I need your help to assign them all into to their partner. And once they're all assigned to their partner, they're going to go to their desks, and the very first thing they're going to do is get out their bio binders, or their BBs, and respond to the question of the day that I have on the board. The question of the day reads, you all know seeds germinate and become plants or trees. However, brainstorm and describe what factors influence a plant's growth. So in the time that they're responding to this question, maybe the first minute or two, I want them to vocally and verbally discuss with their partner, I think pair share with their partner, about what factors might go into a plant's growth. And I really want them to brainstorm for a minute or two with their partner, and then after that, for maybe 2 or 3 minutes more, just give them some time to respond through writing on the lined piece of paper that's going to go again in their class binder. And let's see, what else do I have in this here? So once they complete question of the day, the activity will be more of an initial engagement to the lesson. And after that, we will start the vocabulary or the word bank of the day right before the lesson, just because the lesson also has some, rigorous terminology, and it's better to describe these vocabulary terms at the beginning of the lesson, so that way there's at least already some familiarity with the terms. On the folder that I have left for you in your folder, there's a sheet in there that has all the words or the vocabulary terms with all their descriptions. And underneath each vocabulary term, I left kind of Cornell style my interpretation of why they use certain diction for that syntax or the description for that vocabulary term, if that makes sense. And the reason why I did that is because maybe the students will have some questions as to like, well, I'm not too sure what the question, what the term is, the vocabulary word, and even more, I don't understand the way the description is set up. So the notes that I left Cornell style on the right, those are my interpretations of how or why they use certain words. And please feel more than free to go ahead and read that, and always reference that if you need some help helping with the students and addressing those issues. Let's see, what else? So right after addressing the word bank, then we're going into the actual PowerPoint lesson. The PowerPoint lesson is all about just, what is photosynthesis, what are the 3 important energy cycle phases, which are transfer of energy, which is the input, what is photosynthesis, what is respiration, which is going to be the release of energy. How does photosynthesis work? What are the big players involved? The PowerPoint is going to be somewhat brief, but at the same time, sort of condensed. And in order for them to better understand the material, the next part after the lesson is going to be the virtual lab. So once they go through the PowerPoint and they take notes Cornell style, again, that's all going to be part of the class binder. They're going to move on to the lab assignments. There's another form also that I have left with you, the URLs to each of the 2 virtual labs that we're going to be going into class. So at this point, go ahead and have your students go to the storage where all the computers are at, and grab a computer and return to the desk. You're gonna have 20 students get up all at once to get a computer. So if it's much more easier on you, maybe just do this is what I do also. I do half of this class go first, grab a computer, and then until they come back, then the other group, the other half goes and grabs a computer as well. So all the computers at this point should be all charged up. Let's see, you're gonna go through the computer with them. You're gonna open it up, boot it up, log in. They'll have all their own logins, and they're gonna be going to the URLs that you will have. And I also left just little kind of like sheets with the URLs printed on there. And please give this to each group so they know exactly where they're going to go for the virtual labs. There are 2 URLs, therefore 2 virtual labs. So during the time that they're doing the virtual labs, they're going to be doing also their addressing some assessment questions. And their assessment questions, there are 2 assessment questions that they will be addressing. Again, I wrote some extra notes for you in your folder. You could always reference in the case that there's any issues or questions from the students. After that, a few minutes before class, just go ahead and have the students put back the computer, make sure that they have their lab assignments alongside their question of the day, all in their class binder, which will be turned in to you and for me to grade next time I come in. And once that is it, then once everything's all tidied up, all the computers are back into place and all charged, then go ahead and let them go. With that being said, I hope my notes are very helpful, and if there's anything that I might have left out from maybe some information that I should have left you, please feel free to go ahead and write something on there, and it's gonna be your feedback to me, and that way I could also be a better teacher, so I could set up the substitute teacher also for success on particular days like these. So with that said, thank you very much, and again, thank you for coming to this class. Thank you for being my students, and I appreciate it very much. Goodbye.